Om Sahana Vavadu Sahano Bhunatu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Verses 17 and 18. These two verses, Krishna is describing the quality of a bhakta with reference to the opposites of life. Dvandvas, what we know as opposites. He is not affected by those opposites. That's what it means. What is important is he will also experience the opposites. It's not that he doesn't experience the opposite. We think, a spiritual person will not experience opposite. No. There is pleasure, he will enjoy. There is pain, he will suffer. Now we think, a man of spiritual person is one who will not have the joy of having, Belgium chocolate. You give Belgium chocolate to him, he will taste it like, bitter gourd. Will not get. When you give him a chocolate, he will enjoy that chocolate as chocolate. He listen to a good music. He will enjoy that. Same way, when there is pain, he will experience the pain as the pain. Now we think a spiritual person will not experience any pain. And one of the things always people refer to is, Ramana Maharishi, he got operated without anesthesia. Second time when he went for surgery, he got anesthesia. Now what do you say? See, the greatness of Ramana is not dependent on whether he takes anesthesia, he is not taking anesthesia. Now we think, Ramana means, you should not take anesthesia. So first time when he did the surgery, he was a Mahatma. Second time he took anesthesia. Therefore, he is ordinary Shulka. And weird, I tell you. Human beings are the weirdest. Say, what is the greatness? Is he will go through the fluctuations and not be affected by it. He will not lose his balance when there is pleasure, nor he will lose his balance when there is pain. So the pleasure or pain doesn't affect him, means he will not lose his mental equanimity. He will not be disturbed. That's all the idea is. That he is explaining from different angles. The same idea is explained to us from various angles. So a few we saw, and he is just continuing in 18. Yeah, 18.
Samashadau cha mitre cha
Tathamanapamanyoho Sitoshna Sukha Dukkeshu Samasanga Vivarjitaha Samashatrau cha mitre cha Tathamanapamanyoho Sitoshna Sukha Dukkeshu Samasanga Vivarjitaha. Alike to friend and foe, and also to honor and dishonor, alike to heat and cold, to joy and sorrow, entirely free from attachment. At various levels of personality, he is referring here now. Alike to friend and foe means relationships. In relationships, we do have two extremes. One extreme is a friend. Then other extreme is enemy. Right? He sees the friend and enemy same. He is not affected. Someone comes in saying, I am your friend. Another person comes in and says, I am your enemy. Treats them equal. A fundamental thing to be learned. This is an important one. In Rajaniti, this is very important. The diplomats know. The person who's coming is such a waiting when that fellow will die. But how do you speak? That's why in the field of politics, it's very important how you shake hands. They'll interpret it from the shake of hand. You can see the difference. How you walk to the person and shake hands is important. It's amazing. This is your enemy, but how you relate to him. This is behavior. Now, Krishna is not referring to behavior, remember. Internally, what do you see? Internally, you don't make any difference. A Shatru or Mitra, no difference. Meaning, there is no personalization of relationship. That's what it means. You say he's going to treat them equal. What it means is this. It means he's not going to personalize. From his side, neither friend nor enemy. It is only from the other person's perspective, friend, enemy. From his side, both are not there. That's very difficult for us to understand because we relate after fixing. You are my friend. You are not my friend. Because in life we have a lot of ranges. Acquaintance is there. Many times we get acquainted. That's different. A friend is different. The neighbor in your apartment is an acquaintance, is not a friend. You may meet him every day. You may meet him every day. You may talk to him every day. You may you may spend hours also with that person. But is he your friend? He is not your friend. Then how do you determine somebody to be your friend or not? How do you fix it? Do you think second time before making a phone call? If you think twice, he is not a friend. And wait for him to call you back. I've given a missed call. If Steve Jobs have got a mobile phone, We found this. Communication happens through missed call. It's amazing. It's there in one house. Got a call. He took the phone. He saw, the wife calling. He kept it. Then immediately another call came. Tuck. He took, kept it. I thought because wife he is not taking the call. Then I can't keep quiet. I said, take no. No, sir. We'll take only the third call. I said, what? I have reached one missed call. I've started from office, 2 missed call. I've reached office. Now one missed call கொடுத்தா reached office. 2 missed call, it's a good education. Now, some of you may also think, நல்ல idea, sir. 2 missed call means starting. If she makes the third call only, I have to talk. I said, wow. Missed call communication going on. That means no friend, wife. A friend is one who you will not think second time. Second thought will not come. Is it a good time to talk? You don't do that. Midnight, 2 o'clock, you know he'll be fast asleep. Still you will call him. Anna friend. See? That's why as you grow old, as you age, you can never develop friendship. You can develop only acquaintance at best. Our net worth is our network. No network. It's a jargon. If you have a lot of visiting cards, if you have a lot of contact numbers in your mobile phone, does it mean that? Now, from Bhakta's perspective, he doesn't differentiate. Whether you are a friend or you are a foe, it doesn't make any difference. How you are going to see me is not my problem. How I am going to see you matters. How you are going to treat me is not my problem. How I am going to treat you is important. How you are supposed to treat. The person is, worth 100 crores. Worth it. Another fellow is about, 7, 8 crores. Okay. Maybe 10 crores maximum. I can't think of anything more than that. 10 crores. The 100 crore fellow is asking the 10 crore fellow, take me to hotel. What is it? The friendship is that. What do you call that? Because it is crores, you don't see the difference. Isn't it? Beyond a point, when it goes, it's difficult to understand the difference, the scale. 500 crores to 1,000 crores. Huge gap. From outsider, you can't make out any difference because he is also coming in BMW, he is also coming in BMW. He is also having a big house, he is also having a big house. So, the gap can you recognize? You can't recognize. Beyond a point, it gets hazy. Same way here. In relationships, this is the fundamental problem. First mistake is that there's no personalization. how you are going to treat me. Others may treat him as enemy. That's what he says, a friend and foe. Friend and foe not from his perspective. Friend and foe is from the perspective of others. Others may treat him as friend. Another person may treat him as foe. Doesn't make any difference. Why you are treating me like that? Now his vision will be the same. That doesn't mean he will go and hug the enemy. He will not do that. See, அதுதான் டிப்ளமேட்டுக்கும் பக்தாவுக்கும் டிஃபரன்ஸ். See, otherwise, Bhakta is a fantastic politician. Or you can put it other way around also. All politicians are Bhakta. Why? Because they treat friend and foe same. Enemy country president comes, a friendly country president comes. Both the presidents were received, and both the presidents were given the best of accommodations. Both the presidents were treated very nicely, spoken of very respectfully. Therefore, politician is a Bhakta. But in treatment, he will not be equal. Remember that. He will treat a friend as how a friend is supposed to be treated. He will treat an enemy as how an enemy is supposed to be treated. He's not going to be saying the same. Don't think, if someone comes and disturbs him, he's going to put up with it. You only said, no, Bhakta means the one who should be. We are not discussing about behavior. These 35 qualities doesn't describe the behavioral pattern of a Bhakta or a spiritual person. Now, that's where we can't understand the difference. See, you need a penetrative buddhi to distinguish behavior and the attitude. The problem is the moment you start valuing attitude, you will start misbehaving. And once you were told that behave properly, you will forget attitude. You will start imitating, pretense, behavior, because that's where, politician. That's a very diplomatic behavior. Diplomat will say that. Friend and foe. Same way, honor, dishonor. Mana, apamana. This both is not going to be affected. What is honor? What is? You will see in the horoscopes and all, this day, you may experience avamanam today. Have you heard? Okay. None of you heard that, sir? Heard that? At least one person heard that. Okay. Kanya Rashi people, today you may encounter avamanam. Other fellow says, you. Mana and avaman will be there. One fellow will be such an honor. You will have next moment you have to encounter avaman. Doesn't make any difference. Please, wherever you are receiving honor, a Bhakta has a clear understanding of what? Honor means if I am subscribing to honor, along with that, what I am subscribing? Dishonor. Our life, we think, sir, I want people to be respectful towards me. If you are accepting respect from others, you by default you have ordered for disrespect. It will come together as a package. It's impossible. So where this Kanchi Acharya told once. The fellow went and asked him something like this. He wanted to educate him as to what to do. Single side paper on its mind. And this fellow is such a brilliant guy. The school notebooks, have you seen? One side ruled, one side empty. Have you seen that? He brought that. I asked him, hey, I didn't get it. What I asked you? Single side. Two side, okay? He thought the Acharya has gone off. He thought, Periyavadi get a and he is finished today. Because this man was, an ardent follower of, Shiva. Ambadla, wife then. Shiva is the person. He wanted to educate him. He said, how is it possible to have both sides? Imagine you have that, one side only printed note, another side empty. What do you call that? Counterfeit. It's not original. You can't transact. If you transact, you will be put in jail. If you are taking one side, that means it comes along with the other. If you are accepting honor from the world, you have ordered for dishonor to the world. And it will supply. Because you only ordered it. And this is what we call as karma. What karma I have done? What karma I have done? You subscribe to honor, right? You cherished honor, no? When somebody is respectful towards you. Yesterday I was there. 1,500 people addressing. All stalwarts, not like you people. Each one is a walking, encyclopedia. 1,500 encyclopedia I have to address. So you. I'll go there. And after that, dinner, buffet. Because you can't serve, 1,500 you can serve buffet. So I finished and then I'm going. Immediately, sir, please, they're giving plate. I gave the lecture. Right? The first place to offer to my wife. Madam, I study. I give the lecture. Right? What to gaji? We call it as, simply you come along. I remember first time, I went to joined the ashram. We had a Guru Purnima lecture in Bombay. My first visit to Bombay, that was. I'd never been to Bombay, first visit. And we were invited for lunch to some house. They told me the name they said. Assuming that, once they give the name, I will know. I didn't understand. At that time I was hosted in the Cadbury's. Cadbury's or the vice president in his house. They're staying. The Swami said, put him there in his house. There's chocolates. So morning breakfast chocolate. Because the instruction of poet already got. We are at lunch, we go to this house. As soon as we go there, and the senior lady there, she came and prostrated. I just 20. I just joined about 3 months, 3 to 4 months perhaps. That's all. I was not used to somebody see elderly person touching a feet. You're not used to. See. So I said no. I said, why you are touching my feet? Oh, you are a Mahatma, this, that, and all that. That lady is blind. She thought I am Swamiji. Okay. And she was doing prostration. Allah, I am blessed. You have come to my house. This, that, all that. Coming back yesterday, you get respect. Because of the blindness. The world you are getting respect. If they have eyes, it will throw you out. Respect. You are accepting that prostrations. You have accepted that plate. You have accepted to jump the queue, no? I said, no, I'll come in the queue. Since I said I will come in the queue, she didn't know what to do. I said, okay, I will also come in the queue. And it was the talk out that was appreciated more. Because I saw other fellows. Other guys were there. They all, yeah, okay, it's okay. First, politely they said, no. But then, second time when they forced, they said, okay, and they went. I saw that. Techniques you got to learn, trick. They went. I said, no, I'll come. Okay, Mama. He said, go. And I took a plate and gave to another lady there. Take, go. Like, oh, I'm so blessed that I got a plate from you. Empty plate. I said, okay. Empty plate, no pleasure. You are accepting honor from the world. You have ordered for dishonor. It will be supplied. The supply may happen immediately or late. See, you cannot expect, I will take honor, but dishonor I will avoid, sir. It is impossible, remember. So he says that mana and apamana, both how he treats, equal. That means both he accepts or both he rejects. One set of teachers were accepting, another set of teachers were rejecting. That's all. Acceptance side, there is only one teacher we had. So far, there was in the entire world of all those great masters, if you have to put them, there is only one master who stood in the side of acceptance. That's our fellow. Only guy standing this side. All alone he is standing. He will fight, and he was not behaving as like Ramavatar. See, Manusham Manye, he said. Ramam, that Dasharathatmajam. Rama in the Ramayana, he says, even though all these people come and say that have you forgotten that you are Lord Narayana? He said, I don't know about all that. I know only one. What? My name is Rama. I am son of Dasharatha. That's all I know. I don't know about Ram. I don't know about it. But Krishna, from the very birth, he was establishing again and again and again and again and again that he is Paramatma, Uttama Purusha. He is going on establishing that again and again from birth. He has no shame whatsoever to flee from the battlefield. You know that? Because, see, their state was not, Dwaraka actually. They were in Mathura. This Mathura state was attacked again and again by Jarasandha. There's another king called Jarasandha. He was attacking. Jarasandha is the father-in-law of Kamsa. Since Krishna killed Kamsa, father-in-law got angry. He started attacking. Not once or twice. 7 times Jarasandha attacked. 7 times Krishna and Balarama has to flee from the battlefield to save their life. He has no problem whatsoever. Can you imagine Rama fleeing from the battlefield? Possible? Huh? Impossible. He may die in the battlefield, but he will not flee. That is Rama. Krishna alagre. He will hold that, what is that mountain? Govardhan Giri. Yeah, Govardhan Giri. Little finger for 1 week. Is there any meaning in that? That episode, absurd that is. At least he was holding, with the hand or something like that. Left hand, little finger, he was holding for 1 week. Indra got tired. This guy, nothing. He is old. No issues whatsoever. Can you imagine what sort of a personality that is? One side, which is projected as the person who can hold the Govardhan Giri little finger for 7 days, protecting. Right? On the other hand, fleeing from the battlefield, how many times? 7 times he is fleeing. Then he said, I am tired of running of this fellow. So what we should do now? We pack up the entire Dwaraka, city, Mathura, go to Dwaraka. Why did he go to Dwaraka? Because Navy wasn't there with this fellow. Jarasandha didn't have Navy with him. He had Air Force, Army with him. Navy he was very weak. Krishna said he has no Navy. So building Navy is not easy in those days. So we better move there. He built the entire city there. Bhagavan. Achyuta, he said. And sitting in Dwaraka, he is able to protect Draupadi here. With all that might, no issue whatsoever. He will flee from the battlefield. Is it possible to conceive that? We say. Will anyone do it? That's why I say there is only one master you have in the spiritual field who stood for acceptance. Rejection is okay. The rest of everybody falls into the category of rejection. Whoever you put, everyone will fall in this category only. Acceptance, no. Because this accepting both honor and dishonor, not an easy task. You need Bhagavan to have a Purna avatar to come to practice it. Otherwise, it's not possible. Narasimha, fleeing from the battlefield. Hiranyakashi பார்த்து நரசிம்ம பயந்து ஓடி போயிட்டாரு. Is it possible? No chance. No. Satan came, Christ got scared, and he hid himself. Impossible. Only Krishna, the only man who had the power to accept everything as it comes. That's why he is a Jagat Guru. The one who could do which was not possible by anyone. Yes. It's a fascinating quality. Alike to heat and cold, joy and sorrow. Heat and cold in our body is not affected. Now, we have a problem. When your temperature goes, 1 degree, finished. Did you check with the cardiac surgeon? No. Temperature. No. We need to take a child to the pediatric, surgeon only. As a fellow, call my guru. That's all it is. No. Heat and cold. If temperature raises, problem. Temperature drops, problem. If it rains, problem. If it doesn't rain, also problem. They're affected by everything. This heat and cold is with reference to the body. Joy and sorrow is with reference to the mind. Mind gets elated at times. At times it loses. So he has, what it means is, he has a fascinating shock absorber system in Bhakta. If you read it from a devotional perspective, he has the devotion, that bhakti bhavana, the God as the shock absorber. If you move from the intellectual point of view, it is knowledge and understanding Shastra as the shock absorber. But he has that shock absorbers. Imagine if there is no shock absorbers in the car. Rainla, potholes இருக்கும், hump இருக்கும், அதான் ups and downs. Potholes and humps. You need a good shock absorbers for you to have a smooth journey. He has all that. For him, in vain the envious seasons roll, who bears eternal summer in his soul. Fascinating statement. Envious seasons roll. The seasons are envious of him, it seems, because they keep changing. But this fellow is not changing. He is stationary. He is fixated. He is not affected. Eternal summer in his soul. Eternal summer, English poet. Madras. Imagine Chennai fellow. Go and tell him, eternal summer. He will kill you. Eternal summer in his soul. English poet, so he had that eternal summer. A pleasant time that is. Chennai love so much. For him, in vain, uselessly desired. It is envious, okay. Jealous of you, useless. Not able to. He is not affected at all, man. How is it? Shock absorbers, undisturbed by the vicissitudes of life. These things. Relationship, first, friend and foe, external relationship. Then, internally, mana, apamana, intellect. Pleasure, pain, body. Then joy, sorrow, mind. So external relationships, physical, emotional, intellectual. At all the levels, the opposites keeps coming, but he is not affected by all that. That's what it means. Learn the three qualities there. Right. Then entirely free from attachment. Sangha vivarjita. Vivarjana means rejection. You throw it out. That's all, visarjan. Sangha vivarjita. The entirely free from attachment. Sangha means attachment. The mental association. Means no attachment, means no emotional dependency on objects or beings. That's called attachment. Sangha. You are dependent on the object, remember. That is called a Sangha. But the most interesting aspect is you are dependent on that object or being, but to your eyes it will appear that the object or the being is dependent on you. You see, if I am not there, what will happen? Everyone feels like that. If I am not there, what they will do? Every mother feels that. If I am not there, the fellow will not study. They genuinely think. If I am not there, every wife thinks. If I am not there, my husband will not even know how to eat. They genuinely think like that. And the most interesting part is they were the one who trained him that way. Isn't it? For 30 years, the fellow is combing his hair. He is dressing, doesn't know dressing or what. He is dressing and going. First thing, you know what they do? Ulta pannom. First thing that I will comb your hair. People, the early stages of marriage, this hairstyle doesn't suit you. Why don't you try that? You saw this only and then got married now. No, change. No, this pant and that shirt don't suit. So change. Yes. This. They do all that. We think, so affectionate. Affection line, calculation. This guy should not be able to live without me. If I am not there, will you miss me? His honest answer will be what? No. Can you take it? No. Therefore, what you should do? Make him feel. How do you make him feel? Make him dependent. That's what every mother thinks, when the child comes and hugs the mother thinks it is out of affection. No, dependency. It's not affection. That is why the moment they come to teenage, they don't do all that. They move away from you. When they are moving away from you, you start feeling insecure. The relationship is gone. They don't like me at all, sir, in the house. Why? Because the dependency they are not demonstrating, displaying anymore. When the other person is not dependent on you, you should feel what? Comfortable, no? Papa, settle, take care. You should feel relaxed, isn't it? No. They feel disturbed. Why you are disturbed? That is called attachment. Emotion is the way you deal with people, the way you live life. You get attached to everything. Means you are dependent. The object is not dependent, but to your eyes, object will appear to be dependent on you. Wow. You want them to be dependent. That is why nowadays you find, every house has a pet. Dogs, in those days, pet will have, one cow. Some use is there. I don't know for what. For security purpose, you keep a dog, there's a meaning. There's a watchdog, and there's a guide dogs. For blind people, there's a guide dog. Trained. There's a meaning in that. Pet. Why? I know a person in Bangalore. 2 weeks before the instance, what I'm going to refer, grandmother passed away. Right? She was crying, this, that, and all. 2 weeks later, the dog passed away. She fainted. Can you believe? Grandmother passed away, nothing happened. Ayo, maximum. That also need to be induced. We need to induce that. Dog passed away. Come on. Fainting. So where is your affection? See the difference. Where is affection? And why you feel that dogs are so affectionate towards you? Affection, dependency. If that's the case, then every dog in the world should be affectionate towards you, Durga. Huh? No. You have to train the dog to become dependent on you. And you enjoy the dependency. If you have another human being, the other human beings are not willing to be dependent on you because it hurts them, it suffocates them to be dependent on you for everything. Because dependency is not the prerogative, prestige of a human being. Independence is the prestige of a human being, or for that matter, any being. Because of these animals' innocence, stemming from their ignorance, we use our cunning intelligence and make them dependent on us and think, fool ourselves, believing that they are affectionate. The affection or dependency. It's dependency. And you want the dependency. That wanting of something in the world to be dependent on you, getting a joy, a kick out of that dependency. You are dependent on the kick. And that kick can come only from this source. You will not get it from any other source. Therefore, what do you do? Hold on to that. That holding on to is known as Sangha. With that, dependent, if they are more dependent, more kick. Less dependent, less kick. I want that kick. For that, what I have to do? Keep that relationship, keep that association going. That is known as attachment. அதுதான் சங்கம். Sangha means, literal meaning of Sangha is association, contact. You keep the contact alive. Why? You want that kick actually. You have to understand that I am dependent. The areas of attachment, the fundamental problem is this. It is your dependency, but it will appear as though the other is dependent, and you want the other to be dependent. And when they are more dependent, you get better kick out of it. For that, you continue that relationship. The manner in which you will continue the relationship is how to make the other continue to have the dependency on you, or you strive to make the other independent of you. Such a great revolutionary thing that we have started doing nowadays. What? Women should be independent. For? Independent for what? For what? All women liberation, what we are talking about. Are we talking about real independence? No, no. We are talking about a facet of thing. This itself we are believing to be a revolutionary thing we have started doing. Vaityangal. How delusive humanity is. Financial. If at all there is any striving that we are doing in terms of women to be independent, all over the world it is only for what? Financially, that person should be independent. So entire life is revolving around finance alone. That's a selling point, no? Insurance. When the agent came, I said, why don't we take one for policy with my wife? Wife, என்ன பண்றாங்க? நானே ஒண்ணும் பண்றேன். He didn't do this that time. That's it. Okay. So he came there and he asked, the data I have to collect now. So he asked me, the rental, I said, no. They're staying in the house here, West Street. This is whose house is it? My student's house. எந்த ஸ்டூடெண்ட் அவங்களுக்கு வேட் சீட்ல ஃப்ரீயா வீடு கொடுத்தான்? சரி, ஒரு லூஸ் இருக்கு. No. I thought there will be only one loser. There are many losers. Finally, they said, we'll buy a house and give you. Not those cases. I couldn't understand. Then I said, what about my wife? I said, what is she doing? Housewife only. I'm sorry, homemaker. Housewife and sorry, homemaker. He's a homemaker. Listen, how do see, you must understand the context of, insurance policy. It is for the person, you are getting income. I said, I am not getting income. Your wife, you're a housewife. He got totally confused. எப்படியா? dependency and taking policy. Unit linked policies were not viable. And not, you know, term policy is better. Now I am not, selling, okay? Don't think I am an insurance agent. அதெல்லாம் இல்ல. I'm just saying, what the people talk about nowadays. They say, policies for what? So long as that you will bring income, once you die, in eventuality, say die, no. Why are you so scared even to utter that word, man? They don't say that, You see, you have met all of you have insurance, no? Then you must have met an insurance agent. They will never utter that word. Sir, in case of some event, I said what? Some eventuality. See, hardly anyone comes to meet me. So somebody called and said, sir, I want to meet you. I said, please come. எனக்கு entertainment வேணாமா? The fellow came. சார் இன்கம் இல்லை, இது இல்லை, என்ன பாலிசி எடுக்கிறது சார்? Said, check with your office and get back. He never came back after that. He must have actually thought I'm lying, but I did not lie a word. I spoke the truth. I follow Upanishad, Satyam Vada. I speak the truth. கொஞ்சம் அப்படியே சொல்லுவோம். Ashwatthama, Ataha, Kunjara, we say, like that. They say that. Have to be dependent. And we believe by making a person financially independent, the whole personality has become independent. Sir, finance is external. It's not even physical. Beyond the physical, you have mental personality. Beyond that, you have gross intellectual personality. Beyond that, you have subtle intellectual personality. Blow layer. Material, physical, emotional, gross intellectual, subtle intellectual. Even if you have scored 100 out of 100 from material, it's only 20%. 20 marks angina pass aayenge. I'm assuming that you are getting 20 out of 20, which is not the case. We are yet to achieve that. We are somewhere, maybe 4 or 5 to make them, financially independent at least. But this itself we are believing to be revolution we have done actually. It's madness. It's not a revolutionary idea, please. We have not even touched the periphery of the personality. We are just touching the outermost aspect, which is the physical, not even physical. To make that person dependent on you and getting a kick out of it is the worst case scenario. So how did he manage, sir? How he is entirely free from attachment? This is where he has the clarity of I have to be dependent. Okay. In attachment, the other is not dependent. I am dependent. Let me choose something to be dependent on, which will be independent of me. Imagine, I am dependent on you and you are dependent on me. What is going to happen? Go back to the steps. Attachment equals what, sir? You are dependent. Dependent for the kick. When will you get the kick? How do you get the kick? You get the kick by seeing the other dependent on you. So you will be striving to get the kick more and more and more, which means your entire effort is going to be in the direction of making the other person more and more dependent on me. In that process, I get more and more dependent. More and more I get dependent, more and more I will make the other person dependent. I'm not playing with words, okay? This entire operation were to be happening from both sides, let's say. Dual dependency now, isn't it? If the other person is also attached towards me, that means what? The other person wants the kick. For that, the other person will make me more and more dependent on them. So now I have dual dependency now. One, the kick I am going to be getting out of that. Two, I am actually dependent. See that? See the vicious cycle. The most complex dimension of this is we started calling this as love. Not tragedy. It's passed on as love. Eating the entire humanity. Not a single exception. Maybe rich or poor. You may be from North Pole or South Pole or modern or ancient or this. That doesn't make any difference. Literate, illiterate, rich, poor, healthy, unhealthy. Everyone is suffering from the same disease of attachment. What is it? Dependency. Sangha. Dependent. Now, when he says he is entirely free from attachment, he is free from the attachment entirely means what? He is not dependent on the other person for the kick that I get, that the other person is dependent on me. Correct on the don't ask me to repeat. Then the same is the case for the other person also. Dangerous. So what did he do? Bhakta smart. He chooses to get attached to God. He chooses to get attached to Guru. Now, who is God? Who is Guru? He will never attempt to make you dependent on him. This is the first qualification of a Guru. Guru's first qualification to be a Guru is not to make the student dependent on the Guru. There's no point in making the student not dependent on the world. God is not there to make you independent from the world and make you dependent on Him. That's the difference. Because all of us do that. Sir, I will help you to become independent of that, but you have to be dependent on me after that. Isn't it? What is the big difference? From a cage, you have shifted to a zoo. Captive, dana? You are not a jungle tiger. Safari tiger. The cage is from a cage, you are shifted to Vandalur Zoo. Oh, sorry, Indian, what is it here? Banarghata. Sorry. Mandalore is my place. When that was inaugurated, I remember, my God, what a big thing that was in Chennai, near Chennai. Mandalore Zoo. You can go and see. Sir, this 5 acres is given for the tiger. And all around, 30 feet, there is a huge pit. Yeah. So within that 5 acres, the tiger can be walking. Of course, there will be trees and all those things. And the tigers know exactly 4:30, one jeep will come. All the tigers will assemble there. That's the time these fellows also take all the what do you call the visitors, right? Those will come to see. They'll take one piece and throw. We'll catch and go. That's not a tiger, cat. It's a cat. It's not a tiger. Because tiger is, if you have to see the tiger, you should see the tiger in the jungle. You will not be back to report it. அது பார்க்கக்கூடாது. You can see the tigers easy, you are finished. Fortunately, tigers don't eat human beings. They're not tasty. In the movie Jaws, now, you see the Jaws 1, 2, 3, 4, big ones. Shark. Shark don't eat human beings. You know that? They don't eat. Why not? Not tasty. Is it correct? Not tasty. They don't eat. Movies they say what a quality of a guru and God is different from the rest. What is it now? All of us make some effort to help that person to become independent of something. But eventually, what should be the case? Rest of your life, you become dependent on me. For everything, you have to come and consult me. Without my consultation, I ensure that you cannot do anything on your own. That's not a guru. That's not God. Guru is one who will make you independent of the world. In that process, he will ensure that you don't become dependent on him also. On Guru as well. That's Guru. A sensible fellow Bhakta is. When you're smart. So what he does is, see, anyway, I have to be dependent. Okay, we'll go. And the highest service we say, a guru is the one who renders the greatest service. No one in the world can do service like what he's doing. Enna da. Not what I said earlier, what I'm going to tell now. I'm going one step. Okay? I'll be layer upon. Only then you can see the grandeur of it. Oh, puriyum. When you go to God, he will ensure that he lives a life totally dependent on you. You've seen that? Guru's life will be a life of total dependence. When he is not dependent at all, he will pretend as though he is completely dependent on you. Why? You demand it. Go back to attachment. What is attachment now? When you are dependent, you will start believing the object to be dependent on you, and you get a kick because of that dependency of that object on you. If they say, see, whether you are there in the house or not there in the house, doesn't make any difference. You tell that to your wife, or you tell that to your husband. They'll get angry. How can it be? You don't miss me at all? I don't miss you. Finished. Oh, I missed you so much. The fellow went to bathroom and came back. If you go to this point, half is by the evening, return the fellow comes. Oh, I missed you, baby. You want the other person to miss you. எப்போ மிஸ் பண்ணுவான்? டிபெண்டன்ட் தான் மிஸ். So you will reach to the objects, you will reach to the beings, people who are dependent on you. If they are not dependent on you, you don't get the kick. When you are not getting the kick, you will move away. The guru is so charitable. He wants to help you. How to help you? Unless you reach to him, he can't reach to you. If he reaches to you, it is intruding into your space. It's violence, according to him. Aurode ahimsa. We'll see that later. It will come. Ahimsa is coming. Next chapter. We'll see there. Ahimsa. His state of, for him to even come and say, hey, I'll help you, don't worry. It is violence. He's a non-violent person. Arjuna is violent. Krishna is a non-violent person. But the whole world believes what? Arjuna to be the one who is speaking for non-violence, and Krishna is the one who instigated him to violence. Can't be more perversion than this. And most of you may not even agree to what I'm saying. Sir, how can you say Krishna? Sir, you say Arjuna violent person, we agree. But don't tell us that, Krishna is not violent. Can't digest it. The proof of it is what? First chapter of the Gita. Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Not a verse from Krishna in that entire chapter. Chapter is wasted. Bhagavad Gita actually 17 chapters now. 18 chapters kadaya. Because Krishna is not speaking. Bhagavad Gita is what? Krishna speaking, correct? Every chapter read, there is a philosophy. No. Om Tat Sat Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Tsu Upanishatsu Brahma Dhyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvada. Krishna Vaya Tarakla. First chapter ko we chant. Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nama. At least first chapter we should not chant that, no? It's not factual because he did not utter a word. Conversation happening. Only Arjuna talking, Sanjaya talking, Dhritarashtra talking. Krishna is not right. But we say what? Krishna Arjuna Samvada. Arjuna Vishada Yoga. At least that we should remove. We say yes. Why? Samvada is happening there. How? Krishna is patiently listening. Just listen. Don't interfere. That's non-violence. That's ahimsa. Your ahimsa is, I'm not hitting you, I'm not killing you. These are gross. They are for kindergarten. And Bhagavad Gita is for the higher education. Upanishads for the PhD. Different level. This is far, far superior stance the Guru takes. There, when he is not dependent on you, he is putting up a show as though he is dependent on you. அஷ்டோத்திரம் சொல்லி தான் அர்ச்சனை பண்ணுமா டு காட். Ganesh Chaturthi, you have to make this, you have to make that, you have to make this, you have to make this, and then Archana, this flower, that flower, this flower, that leaf, this leaf, 21 type of leaves, this time. If you don't do all those things, Ganesha will get upset. Is it the case? Is it dependent on you giving him modakas? It is not. But still, it will appear as what? It's totally dependent on you. When he is not dependent on you, he is putting up a show of dependency to help you to get out of that dependency. Flow correct again. See, get it. That is how Bhakta has moved away from this attachment with the assistance of God or Guru. Between the two, my personal preference is Guru. Right? And Kabir also endorses that. Yes. If Govinda and Guru were to come together, he says, my first prostration is to Guru. You wait. First hour, take care of him and then you wait. Why? You are coming to my house because of him. Otherwise, you will not even come to my house. Therefore, my first prostration is to the Guru, he says. Fascinating idea. It's the same way. It's better to have it. So, with the association of a Guru, through that association with the Guru, and with the assistance of the Guru and his teachings, right? What happens? The student gets independent. And in that process, the Guru ensures that you don't get replaced. It is not like exchanging 1 rupee coins of 100 to 100 rupee note. If at all in the world today, we are doing something spiritual, something, good and all that we are doing is exchange. You give the coins, take the note. Any difference? Easy to carry. 100 rupee note you can put in the purse and take. Imagine 100 1 rupee coins. How will you carry? Weight இருக்கும். கொடுத்தால போட்டா அவ்வளவுதான். You have to walk. You will feel the weight, but the value remains the same. All that we are doing is exchanging. He says, no, don't do that mistake. Drop it. That's why he says, entirely free from attachment. Sangha Vivarjita. Entirely free from attachment. How? Through the association of the higher, he has become entirely independent of the lower. So by getting attached to the higher, he gets detached from the lower. Right. We'll see you next week.